Hello, I'm Christy Johns from Australian Online News. Now let's catch up with Di Sneddon from the Hunter River Times. Hello Di, I hear you have a big race there this week.
Very exciting. Singleton's been chosen as the venue to host the New South Wales Cycling Criterium, so state titles and the Masters events. So we've got about 300 cyclists coming to the area to compete on some of our country roads, and it's pretty exciting. We were very lucky to be chosen as the venue, but I'm pretty sure Singleton Council worked very, very hard to get it. Because of COVID, Coffs Harbour Council said that they couldn't have it anymore, so Singleton Council jumped in there and decided to host it, and it's taking in some of our country roads. But on Sunday there's a criterium event where they'll have about 200 cyclists doing this lap around, a block in the main area of Broke. So I reckon anyone that's living in that area should pitch a marquee out the front and sit out there and enjoy a great day of racing. We'll have our little own Tour de France.
That sounds fantastic. Are there any COVID restrictions that people have to be aware of? I'd imagine there's still physical distancing requirements.
It'd be a nightmare, and it's the one thing that is a shame about this is the fact that it won't really cater for regular spectators. I mean, we'll see them no doubt, having their coffees in their locker downtown, but to actually go out and see the event is going to be very, very hard. Few people are doing some stuff in their front yards, as I mentioned, but hopefully next year we'll get chosen again to be the venue and we can really make the most of this wonderful event. But it's really emphasises how important these types of sporting events or music events or cultural events bring to local communities, and the money that, kickstarts their local economy with the coffee shops. And, not everyone that comes here is going to be riding that race. They'll be looking for something else to do. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, fantastic win for Singleton. And what else is in this week's edition of the Hunter River Times?
Well, we've had a couple of really iconic people retire. One of them is Graham Shepherd, affectionately known as Shep. Now, he has for about the last 15 years been appointed as our main carer of the main street. So he spends his day walking up and down the main street, making sure it looks pristine and clean, and everyone just admires him because he has done such an exceptional job. I mean, he's taken a lot of pride in what he does. And I know once we had a bit of an issue with our Hunter River Times, a couple of copies blew down the street, but he just very graciously went and cleaned it all up. So he's finished up with council last week, his last day. So we'll really be missing him. And I'm sure they're big shoes to fill, when council does try and replace that position. It's a bit of a unique position because his wage was actually paid from a component of the businesses in the area, from their rates. So, because we wanted to really make that place look so beautiful, and Shep did a great job, so we just want to thank him. And the other retirement we have is a fellow called Jared McMillan, who has had 45 years in the club industry, which is just amazing. 41 of those years at the RSL club in Singleton, or Singleton Diggers. And what has been amazing about that, the state government introduced this tax on poker machines. So a percentage of any poker machine revenue had to go to the state government. Well, Jared put in a proposal that it goes to a fund that he can distribute locally. He called it the community chest. So instead of that money going into state coffers, it actually went straight into the Singleton community. And they have given well and truly over $1 million, usually about $100,000 a year for the last 20 years to local community groups that wouldn't have had any funding otherwise. So we really take our hats off to him, and that particular project has been adopted by many other clubs throughout the state. So we want to thank Jared for what he's done and wish him all the best in his retirement. I believe he's already been asked to go on 2 other committees, so he won't be resting very much.
Some great stories there, Di, and good to recognise some local heroes in the community as well. For more, visit hunterrivertimes.com.au.